Alright everybody, what is going on? It is your boy C4 here, and today we're continuing with a 32 team breakdown for the upcoming 2014 NFL Draft. If you didn't check out my last video about the Arizona Cardinals, make sure you go check that out right now. Today we're talking about the Green Bay Packers, who finished with a record of 8 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw last year. Obviously Aaron Rodgers going down really affected their season hopes, but luckily he came back just in time to help them get a playoff berth. Looking at their MVP, I'm going to have to give it to Eddie Lacy. Finished with 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. I was on the fence about giving it to Aaron Rodgers just because he basically, while he was there, he was their best player, but then he got hurt for most of the season. But then he came back and beat the Chicago Bears to lead them into the playoffs, which is that was an awesome game. But I got to give it to the guy that was there the whole year, taking the bulk of the carries and leading that offense, and that was Eddie Lacy. Looking at their draft, hit and miss. First round they took Dayton Jones, the defensive end from UCLA, who finished with 11 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Clearly, just by judging by those numbers, he was like a rotational player used in certain packages. Wasn't a full every down starter, which is what you expect to get out of a first round pick. But in the second round, they hit a home run getting Eddie Lacy, the running back out of Alabama, who, in my opinion, was their MVP. Looking at free agency, I definitely would think they definitely re-signed and brought in more than they lost. They lost starting offensive lineman Evan Dietrich Smith. And wide receiver James Jones. That's going to be a little bit tough there, but I mean, you got to expect that to break up eventually. There's no way the hell that they could keep that sick wide receiving core of Jordy Nelson, James Jones, and Randall Cobb forever. One of these players is going to want to break away and be their own guy. Fortunately, it was James Jones, but I think James Jones is probably the weakest out of the three I just mentioned. So I guess it could have been worse. Looking at free agency, they re-signed B.J. Raji, the nose tackle. Not really actually sure. I always thought he was pretty good, but I guess looking at last year, he struggled a lot. Was not the player that they expected him to be. He's not the franchise nose tackle, so they brought him basically back as a depth player, judging by his contract. They re-signed Sam Shields. They re-signed Mike Neal. They re-signed James Stark. So they re-signed a lot of their own talent, keeping their depth chart pretty well full. And they brought in Julius Peppers. That's actually pretty scary. If Julius Peppers can still have some gas in the tank, having him on one side and Clay Matthews on the other, that's going to be pretty terrifying, I think. So, good signing there. But I think for the draft, they're going to draft nose tackle. They're going to improve. They want B.J. Raji to be a depth guy. They're going to go with Louis Nix, the nose tackle out of Notre Dame. As I said, their only real depth at nose tackle is B.J. Raji, who definitely, or at least to me, judging by contracts and how everything went this offseason, in their eyes is not the future at nose tackle. If you want to play 3-4, you need that guy. And I think Louis Nix is going to be pegged as almost the future Vince Wilfork. And that's who, I actually think personally that if Vince Wilfork does leave the Patriots, he may go to the Green Bay Packers. But as I'm recording this, that move is not in the works, so that's why I have them taking Louis Nix here. Another popular pick in a lot of mock drafts is Ryan Shazier. But I think at outside linebacker, they have, you have Clay Matthews, Nick Perry, and Mike Neal. You don't need to improve there. The saying is always you can always have more pass rushers, but I think when your nose tackle depth is so weak, and you're not really, completely sold on B.J. Raji being the guy, you go after the franchise player and Louis Nix here. So if you're a Giants fan, let me know what you think about this. Do you think they should go after Louis Nix here or go somewhere else? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. As always, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Beast Mode TV for more of the 32 team mock draft breakdowns. Till next time, is your boy C4 saying peace out and smell you later.